Oh, wait a second. I wanted to start with something. I wanted to start with something, a little something special today. Let me see if I remember how it is. Oh yes, and you might notice that the chat box is on the other side. This was the only color that I managed to get the chat to look readable in every single screen, because I don't know how to. Sorry, I'm just dumping all of this on you guys. Sorry. Hey there. Also, yeah, you might have noticed that there's a different song. I changed some of the background music. I hope that it's okay. I don't think that I have never had issues with using songs from Dinosaur Planet. But yeah, most of the songs that I'm using now are from Dinosaur Planet. So yeah. Hello everyone. Hello Neelok. Hello Lumi. Hello Smoker. Hello Tulu. Hello. Let me see who was here as well. Molyo Mottejus. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, no, I hope so. I'm not sure if I can notice like a difference between like, okay, so from when I first had the laptop and now that it's back. By the way, I decided to call my laptop Android 17 or Android 2017, shortened to just 17, because it's from 2017. So yeah. And this is probably gonna be one of the last streams that I'm gonna do with it, because yeah, as you may have read in YouTube posts or on Twitter or on Blue Sky, wherever you are, I have a new PC, courtesy of my mom. So yeah, she's the reason why it was possible for me to get a new PC. Which when Android 17 here started giving me issues, I realized, okay, I cannot postpone this any longer. I am completely flat broke, but I really need a new PC, man. This can't go on like this. So yeah, thanks to my mom, Mama Yeo, for providing me with this new piece of tech. I did use the donation money on something already, and that is for a webcam. Originally, I was going to use it to commission an art piece for the cover that I am working on. I started working on the cover. You know, the cover that I have been meaning to do ever since I started this silly channel. Yeah. So that's being worked on. I've already run a few tests. But since I'm gonna switch PCs, that's going to change a little. That's going to change a little bit. I need to transfer the files that I have from here to the new PC. Yeah, no, it is. I can't believe it myself that I finally sat down and recorded some vocals. It's all like super raw, and I am going to have to ask for some help. Like one of my Portuguese Vtuber friends told me that he knows someone who works in sound design, and he's probably gonna be able to help me a little bit. Like, of course there's a limit. Of course there's a limit to what can be done with the vocals that I record, because I don't have like a recording studio. I do have some acoustic panels that I can put like around my desk when I record. But yeah, hello God of Wisdom, boop to you too. Oh man. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Also a bit daunting. It's been a while since I have recorded things on my own, like, you know, without a director, without someone on the other side. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that comes out. Yeah. That's what's been going on. Oh, and there was a little story. From one of the days that I wanted to have left my computer at the shop. Basically, when I was leaving, because it was not in my hometown, it was in a town. Like 20 minutes over. And I went there, and it was closed. And I was like, wait, this says that it closes at 7. Why is it closed at 6? I thought I had time. What the heck? But so the lady at the counter told me, the tech guys go home at 6. And I'm like, oh, well, shouldn't that be written somewhere? Like, what if... So yeah, but that's not the best part. The best part was that then I missed my exit to come back to my hometown, and I ended up going on a little bit of a road trip, a very annoyed road trip. Hey Fanart, so far you haven't missed much. I was just saying that we have new background music. Yeah, closed sign would be nice. Yeah. No, like the shop was actually closed. They only opened it when they saw me outside. And they were like, "Oh yeah, sorry, the tech guys, the tech guys, they leave at 6." And I'm like, "Then why is the shop open until 7? Why this everywhere says that the shop is open until 7? That makes no sense." Okay. But yeah, Fanart, the biggest thing that you missed is that I'm already working on my first cover. That is I think the biggest news. Oh, and I already have a PC. A new PC. Yeah. I'm still streaming from 17 from my laptop. Yes, it is. How very perceptive of you. Like, I tried choosing only tracks from Dinosaur Planet. You know, as in tracks that hadn't been used for Star Fox Adventures. But I don't know. I was like, but there weren't enough that fit the vibe. There weren't enough that fit the vibe that I could use. Hello, Mecha Paul. Hello. I missed. Whenever I have to stop streaming for a long time, I'm always like, I miss it so much. Wait, Dinosaur Planet. Yeah, the game that ended up becoming Star Fox Adventures. But by the way, do any of you think that we might get like a Star Fox Adventures remake in the future? Because I'm gonna be honest, I spoiled myself silly with the Star Fox remake. You know, the one that came out on the Switch 2. Because, well, I don't have a Switch 2 to play it. I think that it's available on the Switch 1, but only digitally, and I am not interested. My dumbass was thinking of The Land Before Time. I mean, well, not with Rare. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, no, like, because the thing is, like, they did the whole epilogue thing, as in, oh yeah, this isn't over yet. Andros might still be out there. Blah blah blah. Like if you played Star Fox 64, you know, same thing. But anyone who's played Star Fox 64, like during the time that it was relevant, you could notice, you knew, like when Star Fox Adventures came out, that it was a sequel to Star Fox 64. Also, do you want to risk a realistic crystal? Yeah. A man can dream, can't he? Shame. Microsoft bought Rare and went, why did I buy this? Yeah, like, I'm starting to think that Rare was an impulse buy on the part of Microsoft, because, like, what did they do? What have they done? What have they done with Rare? Like, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which was, like, super confused about its own identity. They did cameo Elements of Power, which, while I haven't heard bad things about it, I also heard that it wasn't like anything like super special. What else did they do? Like, they did a bunch of Kinect stuff, I think. Killer Instinct 3. Okay, there you go. Like, Sea of Thieves. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Okay. I'd more expect Star Fox Command or Assault. The thing is, Star Fox Assault only makes sense if Star Fox Adventures is part of the continuity. Unless they introduced like Dinosaur Planet in their remake of Assault. Yo, Star Quartz, how are ya? Yo, yeah. Yeah, Nuts and Bolts, which was planned to be a third mainline Banjo-Kazooie at one point. Yeah. Microsoft thought they would get Donkey Kong Country with Rare. What? Okay. I'm just gonna say, like, I am not going to make any, like, big assumptions about Microsoft executives. I don't want to insult their intelligence, but if they did think that with Rare they would get the properties that they worked for, yeah. Microsoft is stupid, but not that stupid. Yeah, didn't Microsoft also try to buy Nintendo? Good luck with that! Good luck with that! No, make your own IPs, idiots! Well, there goes my Microsoft sponsorship. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh man, you would have more luck with Sega, and even then, that would be a very bad idea. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Oh man. But yeah, no. They already got Banjo with the deal. That alone was free money and they threw it away. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know why we keep assuming that executives know what they're doing, because it's blatantly clear at this point that no, they do not. They don't know what they are doing. They just want to see money, and to see money, they don't look at anything else. They don't look at anything else. They don't look like at like target audiences. They don't look at what people actually want to spend their money on. That's the thing. They want money, but they don't know and don't want to know what people are willing to spend money on. Sega was way too messy at the time. Chris Ivor at Microsoft thought Rare owned Donkey Kong. This was a report. Really? That's... Oh my... Allow me to make the great Guzma's words my own. Y'all are stupid. Oh my god. Really? Oh my goodness. You have to be absolutely daft to think that Rare owned Donkey Kong. Don't you know anything about video game history, you hacks? Holy crap. They hire people that supposedly know what people want. Emphasis on supposedly. Yeah. Yeah, no, like nowadays it seems to be more about we want people to want this rather than actually finding out what people really want. Because yeah, like they usually say if you make it they will come. But here's the thing. In order to make it, you have to have a good idea. You can't just have an idea. Like, the world is full of ideas. The world is full of realized ideas. And not all of them work. Not all of them work. Not all of them are actually good ideas. But people have this little logical fallacy they keep falling into, which is the sunk cost fallacy. And so when they start investing in something, they don't stop until they feel they get their money's worth back. And sometimes that just does not happen. That just does not happen. Which is also like why it's kind of like a maxim in, like, for example, storytelling. Okay, if you need like 9 different passes for a story to work, then the story is not gonna work. The story, like, this story is utterly broken. You cannot make it work. Which is one of the reasons that I've been a little bit worried about the Atlantis book. I gotta be honest. I did figure out a bunch more lore stuff, you know, that is actually, you know, useful and good to know and doesn't interfere with, you know, things as they are. But as for writing the book, writing the story, I'm having kind of trouble. I'm having some trouble with that. I'm having trouble figuring that stuff out. Mainly because I tore everything down and decided to put it all in a different story that I'm working on. And now I'm kind of left with very few things for this one. So I have to rebuild it from scratch. So yeah, we'll get Donkey Kong. Source dude, trust me. Oh yeah, live service games, yeah. Who thought that we wanted those? They wanted us to want those because they would mean that they would make a lots of money. Ideas require execution and actual thought. Exactly. And yes, Chris Seward. He also voiced in Star Fox, I think. Star Fox 64, I mean. Or as they know it on this side of the Atlantic, Lilat Wars. I don't know who he voices though. I don't know who he voices. I think he was it one of the members of Star Fox? I know that the Fox is Steve Malpass. Dead Service Games is more accurate. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I shouldn't be thinking about that. I shouldn't be thinking about that. This is supposed to be a happy occasion. I can finally stream again. I have remade everything. And I think that I'm going to be able to transfer all of this over to my new PC. So I'm not going to have to go through the hassle of redoing it all over again. So apparently Chris Sivor recounted some Microsoft execs asking about Donkey Kong after Rare's purchase. Oh my god. Okay, that is just going to haunt me for the rest of my days. That is just going to haunt me for the rest of my days. Like, really, Microsoft did not know that Donkey Kong was a Nintendo property. And that Rare was just, like, contracted to work on it. Like... They did not know about the history of the medium that they were... Oh my god. Okay, they were PC guys. They had only gotten into the console business. They probably knew less about about video game history than Panasonic did. Hello, Phelan! You can hardly tell the difference. It almost looks like it never left. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, isn't it? Like, the biggest difference right now is the Dinosaur Planet music. Like, I didn't change the opening music. I did make a new screen. Which I'm going to show you right now. Well, make is kind of a strong word. It was already made. I just adopted it. So, yeah. Imagine if Microsoft somehow got Diddy Kong and King K. Rool from that somehow. Oh my god. Then he couldn't be in Smash. See, those are the important things. Phillips likely knew more about Donkey Kong than Microsoft. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Monty Python, yes! Wait, I was looking at the colors. Yeah. So I'm a bit confused at who was rebuilt for this stream. Was it the assets or layout that was lost? What? The shaman lives! Yes, he does, Johnny! I'll answer you in a bit. I'll answer you in a bit. Star Quartz. Also, let me see what Phelan says. Okay, it's possible that they're either they're just money executives that don't know anything about the product, and or they were testing legal waters. I mean, yeah, but I mean, I can't fault them for attempting to do their job, but they were doing a really bad job at doing their job. I don't know. Like, okay. So as to what I had to rebuild for this stream, I had to put everything back where it was, like the scene. Like, I had to put back the scenes. Basically, I had to remake this scene. Like, put the background, put the foreground, put the flame, put myself here in the middle. I lost my chat box settings, so I had to make a new chat box, which is why it has this color. It was the only color that I could find that fits. that fits, but you can also read it, like, for example, I'm going to show you. Like, if we're doing things in light or dark, in light or darkness, this color works. Like, you can read it on black, which means that you can probably read it like anywhere else. Also, you can read it on white. I'm just gonna show. Yeah. I also put in these bubbles for this screen, but I think they gave off the wrong idea. I think that they give off the idea that Atlantis has already sunk, and that's not the case. Yeah, like, and because it was this darker color, I had to put it on the side. The same thing with the temple overlay. Let me see. Oh wait, no, this one. Oh yeah, for this one I was able to put it still where it was. But I realized, okay, so in my room there's more detail going on the right side of the screen than on the left. So maybe I should put the chat on the left side of the screen as opposed to the right side, which is what I used to do. So yeah, so the way that chat is right now, I can put it almost anywhere, and it's legible. Oh no! I also did something new. With this particular overlay, which I'm going to show you. So, because there's two versions of this overlay. There's two versions of this scene. This is the second version of the scene. There's a light version and a dark version. We can justify the bubbles with the audience is put into an aquarium. The shaman has sunk before the city, so we're getting merman Atari. You know, no joke. I have thought, okay, if I ever go like, okay, I am not going to be Atari Yeo anymore, and I'm going to rebrand again, I thought of making myself a mermaid. So, yeah. I think you did a really good job of rebuilding. I legit can't tell the difference. Yeah, we can always say you're practicing holding your breath for when Atlantis sinks. Oh, yeah! I like that. We're little fishes watching the shaman talk to the aquarium. Yeah. Oh man, I have to finish the mascot design. I have to finish the Yao fight design. But again, I haven't done anything like drawing related. Oh man, I realized that I haven't done anything drawing related in almost 3 years, almost since my dad died. Yeah, merman would be cool. Yeah, there aren't a lot of VTubers who are like actual mer people. Like they usually imply a mermaid or merman, like with like finny ears and gills and all of that. But usually they always default to human, and I'm like, yeah, you can have both modes, but I haven't seen a VTuber who's like an actual mermaid, that their default form is a mermaid. But like that's still not off the table for me. Like, who knows? When Atlantis sinks, I could turn into a mermaid. Merman. Mermaid man VTuber. Yeah. Like, like if Atlantis keeps existing after that, then yeah, I could turn into a merman. The sky's the limit. It's fiction. It's fantasy. that would require me to order a new model, and right now I don't have any money for that. There are plenty of aquatic VTubers though. Yeah. Yeah, no, but that's the thing, aquatic and actually being like a mermaid, you know, like Ariel, like, you know, having the fishtail, and not like a fishtail in addition to legs. I mean, a fishtail that replaces your legs. Like mermaid man on Barnacle Boy stream. Hey, like I said, I could turn into a mermaid. Not that I'm one yet. Hello, Troyastro. Welcome. Thank you. Lovely spirit. That's such a kind thing to say to someone. We've got merfolk people VTubers, but they're usually more human. Yeah, like, and again, I understand having the two modes, but usually I only see people having one mode, and that is, you know, the human mode with the fishy implying things, you know? Like for example, Gura, like, okay, yeah, she's a shark. Does she have a shark tail? No. Well, she does have a shark tail, but she has legs. Like, and she doesn't have like a model in which she is just, you know, just a shark or a mermaid shark person. You know, like, evil! I don't remember if Atari has a sister. It could be a way to keep a similar theme while still being able to use both characters. Oh yeah, I thought of that. I thought of that actually. When is someone gonna become a reverse mermaid? I mean, yeah, we even have precedent like for a reverse shark person, like in Moana, like Maui. Maui turns into like a shark head with human legs, like. It just reminded me of that clip from Family Guy. But yeah, I was going to show you also. I wonder if Kraken VTubers exist. Oh, most definitely. Also, yay! Look, mood lighting. Haha! So when do we get the Mermaid Man and Powdered Toast Man crossover? I mean, wasn't the Mermaid Man character retired because his voice actor died? Atari Yo live action remake when I have actually bought okay, this was like a bunch of months ago. But yeah, Ghost Story Colors. Yeah. I'm back. What are we talking about? Right now about lighting. Right now about lighting. Yeah, now we can go full disco. I mean, yeah, we can definitely go full disco. Like if I do this. Okay, go. Okay, go back. Okay, that's the reverse mermaid from One Piece that Luffy drew and then showed up in Fishman Island. We did get Powdered Toast Man in the first Nick All-Star Brawl. That's how I learned about the character. Oh, I see. Ren and Stimpy was before my time. Oh, yeah. I mean, it wasn't before my time. It wasn't before my time, but I didn't grow up with it. Insert Family Guy disco gif. Oh man, I don't have it. Like I don't have it on hand. Otherwise, I could, just put it here. I could just put it here as well. But yeah, but this lighting is also. You've got the Squid people, but I don't remember many Kraken VTubers. Yeah, or Leviathan VTubers. Like, dude, like, okay, I'm already an Atlantean, and I'm already filling a niche that was left vacant by Gura graduating. Like, I don't remember any other Atlantean VTubers. Are there any other Atlantean VTubers now that I think about it? I mean, if there are, they're from different versions of Atlantis than mine. So yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, yeah. I wonder if you look up Atlantean VTubers, what does show up? And this is how you know I have ADHD. I was going to do a thing, like, because I put on this lighting for a reason. I sit in a nini group of monster girl VTuber girls. Are you talking about the beasties? Are you talking about the beasties? Because they're great. Okay, let me check. Like a bug lady, slime, reaper, and crocodile. Okay, yeah, yup. Yeah, just yesterday I saw the video of the crocodile wondering if she could survive Honkai Star Rail Ultimates. I can tell you that I would be able to survive none of them. Like, absolutely none of them. Unless I really brush up on my shaman skills so that I can actually create spells and whatnot that are like protective in nature. Because otherwise I am cooked. I get one called Atari, yeah. I've never heard of it. Okay, let me see. Atlantean VTubers. Okay, just looking it up really quickly on my phone. I've rated the bug. I've rated the bug lady once. She just happened to be streaming when I finished mine. So yeah, I rated her. And she thanked me. That was nice. The croc is my fave. I mean, same. Like, oh man, the production values on croc. I mean, I know the reasoning. I know why croc has such amazing production values. Like, it really is one of those things. Man, I wish I could get enough money doing, I don't know, doing whatever to be able to reach those production levels. Because, oh my god. And then she works with people that have such a great sense of humor. Like, man. Croc's living the dream, man. Yeah, no, exactly. We know where that money has come from. We know why we all knew her when she debuted. Has nothing to do with Chikawa, by the way. Nothing. I am gonna say this. Some of her not videos have helped me realize a couple of things about myself. Namely, for example, my ADHD. Like, I had never thought that I might have ADHD before I saw her not video. Are we talking about the crocodile with gobos? Oh, well, I do want to play that game on stream one day. But no. The fact your model kept blinking throughout that. Okay, a little bit of a secret. There is a toggle on VTube Studio that allows you to link blinking. Like, when one eye blinks, the other one does as well. Can you tell that I don't have it on? I don't have the toggle on. I imagine it's more popular in Japan. Yeah. No, but we're talking about the different crocodile. We're talking about the croc. Oh, there's Oceanus, Atlantean VTuber. Tenocon on X. Prince Oceanus. Really? Minato Neptune. Exiled Atlantean VTuber. Gargura. Okay, so I'm getting 3. I'm getting 3. Not blinking, winking. Oh! Are we really sure? Are we really sure that someone who is related to Kairyu Crocodile did not have anything to do with Chikawa popping off in the West? I know, but I've heard of another croc. Yeah. Okay, so on DuckDuckGo, maybe if I used Google I would get more. But yeah, there's a Prince Oceanus that I don't think apparently I don't know if they have like anywhere where they stream. There's a link to me from something called Tumton. What? Hello, X-Pop! Hello, Kirby and Tails. Guess who's back again? Yup. And I am blue. I'm blue, da-ba-dee-da-ba-die. Oh my goodness. So many things have just gone through my head. Like, okay, so we were talking about Croc, we were talking about production values, then we're talking about blue and the filters, and then Atlantean VTubers. Okay, there is someone called Minato Neptune on Twitch. Exiled Atlantean VTuber, once a royal guard of Atlantis, now a warrior of the digital seas. Banished for reasons unknown, I drifted until fate brought... Let me see if they're active. Oh, 77 followers. Oh. Hello, Coffee. No, we're in the temple. We're in the temple. This is where I come every full moon. This is where I come every full moon to attend to devotees' requests. Usually centered around like their relatives or something, or sometimes they want like advice for the future from the spirits or from the gods. Yeah. Is this an audition from Blue's Clues? Oh man, don't even talk to me about auditions. Like or an audition for the Blue Man's group. No, it's an audition for I Fell 65. Most people only know one I Fell 65 song, which is the Blue song. I know Europop. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. They did remake the first Croc game. It gives you the option to use both analog and tank controls, which is cool. Oh, okay. Oh, Ritual Palace. Yeah, you can think of this place kind of like Krazoa Palace, a little bit, a little bit. Except that there are living quarters. Like shamans in training usually live here at the temple. Since I am the Grand Shaman, I have basically taken up permanent residence here. Like the room that you see here. This. Oh, right. I have to turn off the blue. Otherwise it looks weird. Okay. But yeah, this is in the temple grounds. Let's put it like that. And yeah, I do have a bunch of consoles and a VCR in Atlantean temple grounds. Why? Because I'm the Grand Shaman, that's why. They can't tell me what to do. They can't tell me what to do. I have authority over them. Only the king and queen can tell me what I cannot do. And they don't know about the GameCube on my shelf, so... Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. So this guy last streamed 2 years ago. I think we're in the clear. Let me see the other one. Wait. Okay. So now you're now you're giving me a different. Vtuber Sakura Atlantis first singing show Deep Sea Girl. Oh, well, of course. Atlantis was so advanced they had consoles before us all. Heck yeah! Either that or I brought them from a time travel exploit. That's something that I still don't know if it should be like involved in the story of Atlantis, like in the lore. Like, am I transmitting to you from the past? Or has Atlantis just always existed except that nobody knows about it? So I can just go to the shore and get these consoles and bring them back, and nobody's none the wiser. Like, decisions. Somehow the consoles survive the water. Yeah. Backwards long jump forward in time and back again. Atlantis actually had the dolphin console. Yeah. Oh man. Oh. The dolphin? I don't want to emulate the Wii. Okay, let's see. There's this. I'm sorry. I'm still looking to see if there's like other Atlantean VTubers. Apparently not so much. Not a lot. Sakura Aoi. Let me see. Independent V singer, a goddess V singer, blah blah blah. Okay, no, she's not Atlantean. Well, wait, GameCube and GBA's working names were Dolphin and Atlantis. Oh, wait, really? I knew about GameCube. But I didn't know about the GBA. What? I'll take option 3. Which one was option 3 again? Xpop? Please remind me. Remember, I am like, I have, my ADHD is very strong lately. Badooie is based though, yeah. Okay, let me see. VTuber, Sakura Atlantis. Let me see. Yes to no, wait a second. Yes, Ton? No. Okay, so is this just this no, I only see this one video. Who is this? Who is this? Yeah, no, it doesn't have anything. Doesn't have anything on who she is. I'm not even sure she exists. Okay. And then let me check that. Let me check the Oceanus guy. Let me see. Yeah, Project Atlantis. Oh. Let me see. Hi, Chill Shanty! Hi! Okay, let me see. Prince of Atlantis, Twitch affiliate. Well, he has more followers than me on Twitter. That's one thing. Let me think. Even though going just by themes to know if you would get along well with a person is not the best policy, because a lot of times people with the same themes don't really like the same things. So yeah, let me see Twitch. Let me see his Twitch. He also has a YouTube account, but the profile picture is just a Picrew. It's just a Picrew thing. So, how do you have more Twitter followers than Twitch followers? What? Okay. Okay. After doing some cursory research on Atlantean VTubers, I have come to the conclusion that yes, apparently I am indeed the one who is feeling Gargura's absence the most, because I have 1,080 subs and nobody else has that amount, apparently. So, yeah. Hi, I am currently the biggest Atlantean VTuber, unless there are some Japanese ones that I don't know of that are like, I don't know, much bigger than me, like 10,000 subscribers or followers on Twitch or something. Like, I don't know. That's it. I have said it. I have the monopoly on Atlantis now, and nobody can stop me. A lot of Game Boy Color exclusives work on the old model, just without the color, of course. Oh yeah, no, like I'm thinking, for example, whenever I think of Game Boy Color games, you know, specific games, I always think of Medarot 5, which is a pretty thing. Which is a pretty interesting game, in my opinion. Like, it has a different protagonist. It's no longer Icky. And I do want to play it on stream, like, one day. Just, even if it's just to brush up on my Japanese, because the game is not translated. Like, and I'm not gonna use, like, any patches or anything like that. So yeah, I'm the chosen one. I'd argue you're more dedicated to the whole Atlantis motif. I made an entire backstory and the language. I made a language. And I went even further than what Dinosaur Planet did, because Dinosaur Planet is just it's just a cipher substitution of English. I decided to go with the cipher substitution of Portuguese, but with added rules. And it took me hours upon hours to get to that. And initially it wasn't even going to be that. It was actually going to be like based on ancient Egyptian. I actually had to study ancient Egyptian. That was why my name was Kairi. That was my name. That's why my name used to be Kairi. Kairi Akida, to be precise. Akida meant star. And Kairi, Kai was the sunset, and Ri is an enclitic particle. Like, it's an emphatic particle. I was thinking of, okay, so for a lot of Atlantean names, I can just put Ri at the end, and that makes it a name, you know. Like ancient Egyptian has a lot of those particles. So I went like, okay, I made a list of all the particles that were like that were classified as enclitic particles, and I went like, okay, so these can be like common name endings, like suffixes. Hi PPA. Hi. You're just in time. I'm talking about how my version of the ancient Atlantean language started out as an adaptation of ancient Egyptian. until I started having second thoughts about having ancient Egypt so involved in the lore. By the way, I did find I should keep you guys updated. Oh, that was a bonus. That was a bonus. Like I went like, okay, there's this particle that can be read that can be read Kai. It means sunset, but Kai is also Japanese and Hawaiian for ocean. So it all makes sense. Hooray! I love it when things. Oh man, the word in Portuguese is encaixo. What's the word in English? When things fit, you know, like when anything fits, you know. So yeah. By the way, I can share this. I can share this with you guys because it's going to be. Here's the thing. Until I actually make a lore video, there's bits and pieces of the lore that are still like up in the air. Yeah, come together. Yeah, when the stars align. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why it was a little bit hard for me to get rid of the name Kairi. There was a name that I could have called myself that would have allowed me to keep the name Kairi, like Kairihi or Kairiyui. But I was like, no, I kind of want to start from scratch, and I can use this name for something else. All of this just works. Yeah. Lore update. Ancient Egypt is involved. It is involved. But normal Atlanteans don't know about it. And as far as the book is concerned, for example, I'm also a normal Atlantean. Well, Atari is. And the thing, there's a detail that I'm not sure if I should reveal like right now. But I'm just gonna say this: when everything went to shit in Atlantis. And then you named yourself after a console. Yeah, like I thought, okay, since I play mostly retro games and I do want to play Atari games, I thought that it would make sense. I thought that it would make sense to name myself after something perceived as old, you know? And it just so happened that the male form of the name Esmeralda, or if you want to translate it literally, emerald, if you put it through the cipher that I made, you come up with Ayama Hetari, which you can shorten to Atari. And if I get into legal trouble, okay, you can't call yourself Atari anymore, then I'll just be Ayari or Ayatari or something like that. Gotta watch the game with the family. Welcome back, Shama. It's good to see you back. Yeah, no, it's good to be back. It's good to be back, and it's going to be even better. It's going to be even better because I am going to move everything to the new computer. I'm just waiting for my webcam to arrive, and yeah, we are going to start streaming from the new PC real soon. I've already gotten the message saying, "Oh, your order is going to get here tomorrow," and I'm like, "What? I was expecting it like Tuesday." Okay, yeah, Ferrari you. 2600 ought to be either how long Atlantis has existed or how long Atlantis has since sunk. Yes, I was thinking of that. 2600, the numbers 2600, 5200, and 7800 are going to be important markers in Atlantean history. This is, of course, provided that Atari doesn't sue the heck out of me. Because if they do, then that is going to have to have a little bit of a, like, I'm not gonna have those numbers to work with. Finally back in about time too. Yeah, like, oh man, if I missed summer streaming, I would be so sad. Like, because I really didn't want to miss summer. Like, summer is my favorite season of the year. I really did not want to miss out on, doing some summer related streams or playing some games that remind me of summer. I'm really happy about that. Modern Atari seems chill. Oh yeah, that is good to know. That is good to know. I mean, they even joke about still existing, so yeah. Atari has risen from the PC repair grade. Let's go, yeah! You could change them to variants of 25 instead of 26 if that copyright thing happens. Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. That is not too hard. It's just that while my name is Atari, it would be interesting to have them be, the variants of 26. But yeah. I was thinking maybe 7800 could be around the time that Atlantis was first formed, like when the meteor fell, and the rise of the gods and all of that. Atari won't be sued. He'll just be asked to turn Atlantis into one of Atari's new hotels. I mean, sure. Man, imagine if they actually contacted me. That would be that would be amazing. But yeah. So yeah, 7800 would be when the meteor fell. No, 7800 BC would be when the meteor fell. And Atlantis had its start. Again, with that little detail that I'm still not sure if I'm going to reveal, like, right now. I won't. I'll think about it. Then 5200 would probably be when the first calamity hit. When the first calamity hit. Or maybe I should move that a little bit further in time, because the reason why the calamity hit was because Atlantis was afraid of other civilizations rising. Even though they had they had technology way beyond what was possible, they got scared. They got finicky. They got not finicky. They got what's the word? They got a little bit. They got a bit freaked out. They got a bit freaked out about the possibility of other civilizations even reaching their level. So yeah, that's what caused the first calamity, and my time would be in 2200 BC. That's one of the things that I thought could happen. Of course, we can move this timeline a little bit further if we want to use the whole thing of, oh yeah, Atlantis has always existed, it's just that you don't know about it. And the reason why you don't know about it would also be explained in, the book Paranoid. Yes, exactly. They became paranoid. Would it surprise you to learn that, Atlantis tried to build like a super weapon and it backfired on them really hard? Seen it before. Seen it before. We're not being very original here, but we're going with what works. Much like Nintendo having love hotels and having existed since 1889. Yeah, Nintendo tried literally everything until they struck gold with Donkey Kong. And Microsoft thought that Rare owned 2200 BC. No, 2600 BC. Yes, I'm a mega boomer. Sue me. Time to call Atari to give Atari Yeo a free copy of Bubsy 4D. Yeah. They always try to control power beyond their understanding, man. Yeah, like, fucking Atlanteans never learn. They never learn their lesson. Like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Yeah. It all comes full circle, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to tell you, this is the thing that I wanted to tell you about, like, the lore that is going to be, like, in the book, if I write it. Eggman syndrome. Yeah. Messing with powers that they do not understand, and they hit you back in the face. Yeah. Well, Microsoft's higher-ups aren't known for being smart. I mean, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so when Atlantis went the way of the dodo the first time, our moon goddess, Natki, remember her, the goddess of which I am an oracle of? She went to the Egyptian gods for help in rebuilding what was left of her civilization. And the Egyptian gods were like, you gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You're not even from this earth. What are you even, like, what makes you think that we're gonna help someone like you? But in the end, there is one goddess that decides to help. Nath, remember her? She's the one that keeps coming up whenever you search about Atlantis. Her priests were the ones that Solon supposedly got the story from. Thonis Heracleion, an Egyptian city that actually sunk, had a temple dedicated to Nath. So yeah, she keeps showing up, so she couldn't be, so I could not leave her out. I could not leave her out of the proceedings. So yeah. Fortunately, we have a system for those without internet. It's called the Xbox 360. I still fume when I think of the arrogance in that statement. Like, you do not know how this works. You do not know how this works. You work in video games for a living. We all know that you're going to cut support for the Xbox 360. You're going to stop making games for the 7th generation. What are you on about? Sony will be saying the same thing about discs soon. And fortunately, we have a system that uses discs. It's called the PlayStation 4. You're not making games for the PlayStation 4 anymore! That is the whole point of moving to a new generation! You absolute hacks! Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit too heated, but this is the kind of thing that really grinds my gears. This is the kind of thing that really grinds my gears, you know? Like, Sony's just committing Sudoku, yeah. Just committing Sudoku right now. Oh man, definitely. Like, they have just made sure that I am probably not going to get a PS5. Like, I don't care. Anyone ever made games for the PlayStation 4? I mean, yeah, most of the games are also available for the Xbox One and now the Switch. But yeah. Don't worry, Atari. There's always the PS6 game rental, always online to game rental, always online to look forward to. PlayStation really has no legacy after the number 4. PS2 is goated. I mean, I'm a little bit suspicious in this conversation because the PlayStation 2, it just happens to be the console that I have the most games for, which means that, yeah, until I get a Dreamcast and more games for like the PlayStation 1, it is going to be the main source of my content. It is going to be mostly PlayStation 2 based. Or the Mega Drive. I keep forgetting about the Mega Drive. Did you know that there's a Little Mermaid game for the Mega Drive? I didn't know. I want it. I want it so bad. I know that the NES game is good. I know that the NES Little Mermaid game is good. It was made by Capcom. Shocker. But I want the one for the Mega Drive so bad. I think that there's someone selling it on Vinted right now, unless it's already sold out, maybe. But right now I do not have any. Right now I do not have any spare cash to buy games with, unless they're like super cheap, like 8 to 10 euros max. I can't afford to buy games. The last 2 that I bought were for the PlayStation 2. It was a working copy of The Legend of Spyro. Finally, a working copy of The Legend of Spyro. I can't believe it. And this game that is called that is called Brave the Search for... Wait a second, let me check. Let me check. Brave the Search for Spirit Dancer. I'll see if I can pull up the cover. Okay. Brave the Search for Spirit Dancer video game. I want images. Thank you. Oh, this had a sequel? I had no idea. Okay. Okay. This one is not the best. Aren't there any better ones? Aren't there any better ones? What is this one? What does this have? Why is it so difficult to find images of the stupid game? Okay. Okay. I'm not going to pull up the but I want to. Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna. I'm just going to save this one. Yeah. Isn't Cthulhu in Atlantis or something? Not that I have seen. No. No, I don't think Cthulhu is in Atlantis. Or maybe it is, and we just haven't found it out yet. Funny thing is, my dad got me and my siblings a PS5 Pro for last Christmas, and I already have the only game I wanted to get from it, Astrobot. You know, the only real exclusive. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, let me see. Fun fact: because Sony removed the secondary market, it has triggered a number of anti-monopoly actions by government for price fixing that only the discs that only the discs protected them from. Irony. Pottery in motion. Pottery in motion. They put everything else on Steam, so what's the point of owning a PS5 unless you, like me, wanted Astro? Yeah, no, exactly. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why Steam. Like, I love Steam. I love Steam, but at the same time, I hate Steam because. And the whole thing of, you know, of not having console exclusives, like, since when were console exclusives a bad thing? Like, console exclusives are what makes a console unique. Like, I don't really... I mean, on one hand, I get it. Because you're gatekeeping a lot of people who would be interested in your game. You know, because they bought the wrong console, quote unquote. But on the other, again, console exclusives are what makes a console unique. And they're what makes you want to buy a console over another. Like, for example, there were a lot of Xbox exclusives back in the day, but most of what I wanted was on the most of what I wanted was available on the PS2. And what wasn't available on the PS2 was usually on the GameCube. The Xbox didn't have any exclusives that caught my eye. Also, there's the whole thing of, you know, different games having different versions. Like for example, Sonic Unleashed, for example, like the Wii and the PlayStation 2 versions being different from the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 versions. Like, there's a whole bunch of things to consider that honestly make me think, okay, this whole business is super complicated, man. Exclusives are the only thing keeping a Nintendo hardware alive, and it works. Yeah, like you will never see a mainline Pokemon game on Steam. You'll never see a Zelda game on Steam. You'll never see a Mario game on Steam. Like, and honestly, in my opinion, that's how it should be. Like, unless something really bad happens to the company and they're forced to fold, you know? Like what happened with Sega. But I still remember how weird it was for people to see Sonic on consoles that were not Sega's. Like, how weird it was to see Sonic on the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and the GameCube. And the Game Boy Advance. Like, the Game Boy Advance even predated all of those. And people were, like, crazy. People went crazy. Like, I still have a magazine in which they're expressing, like extreme surprise at Sonic Advance, you know, because Sonic Advance had just been announced for the Game Boy Advance, and they were like, Sonic on a Nintendo console? You read that right, but it seems like the Blue Hedgehog is headed for Nintendo's new cutting-edge portable device, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not very good with magazine lingo. None of the PlayStation games that made it to Steam make use of anything the DualSense has, which makes it easy for porting, but it makes me think, what's the point of the DualSense's features? Nothing! You know, the hyphatic feedback or whatever they put in the PlayStation 5 controllers? That is nothing! That doesn't, like... that doesn't make or break video games, man. It's not enough of a reason. It's not enough of a reason for people to want to buy your console. And especially when you pull stuff like this. Sony and Microsoft don't realize this and are getting bodied, yeah. Hello, Sean Nilsson. I remember seeing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on GameCube back in the day, and And I thought my eyes were lying to me. Oh, yeah, no, like... Yeah. Yeah, and that was around the same time, wasn't it? Atari no longer has a potato PC, he now has a beef PC. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not using it to stream right now, but I will. Probably next week. Exclusives, should exist, otherwise consoles just become different colored boxes for storing the same things. Exactly! Exactly! That's why I love consoles. That's why I love consoles, and that's why I put, for example, PC gaming on a completely different level. Like, to me, consoles are exclusives, physical media. Grabbing the controller, having it on your shelf. That's what console games are about. Like, in their core, they're about sensory. They're about the simple sensory feedback of having the thing in your hands. Having to not have a keyboard. Unless you're playing, like, Typing of the Dead on the Dreamcast. That's different. The Dreamcast had a keyboard. A bunch of consoles had keyboards, and I don't exactly know why it was such a thing. Like... But yeah, no, that's what consoles have been to me all this time. That's why I was hyped out of my mind when I was finally able to ditch emulation and play games from their physical discs or cartridges. Because that's what console gaming is to me. PC gaming is fun, don't get me wrong, but it exists on a completely different level. It has a completely different history. Like, and I don't think that they should intermingle, at least not to the extent that companies seem to want to do it. It's one of the reasons why I don't really like the existence of the Steam machine. Is it useful? Is it practical? Yes, but it's yet another blurred line between consoles and PC gaming. And I honestly don't like that. I don't vibe with that. So yeah. Dreamcast also had a browser. Yeah, no, there you go. Typing in the Dead being real is hilarious. Oh yeah. Console's future is a rental store in the future for full price. Yeah, no, that's what I hope we can prevent. I know that that's where companies are headed, because someone came up with that motto, like, you will own nothing and be happy, and I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. Dreamcast was ahead of its time, and it was murdered by the Saturn's failure. Yeah. Like, we all love to wax nostalgic about Sega and how ahead of the curve they were. They were so ahead of the curve that they kind of derailed. They kind of derailed. If we think of the curve as a train track, Sega was so ahead of it that they derailed. That's basically, like, they went too fast. I just realized the company that we're talking about, and that was unintentionally hilarious. I am just not going to laugh because I still have things to check in the chat. Yes, the 3DS online store is gone for a while. My games vanished. Yeah. So I have a hard time thinking of PC as a gaming thing. I always associated Flash games with PC, but you know, those aren't console games. I mean, when I think of PC games, I think of stuff like Superplex. I think of stuff like, you know, the Winter Challenge. I think of things like Tim. Most of Sierra's output, like, you know, King's Quest, that sort of thing. You know, the games that came out of the text-based games, and very simple stuff, like for example Sokoban or pinball games. I think of pinball games more of as PC things than I think of interactive books. I think more of that when I think PC gaming. So when you go like, oh man, have you checked the new Call of Duty? Blah blah blah. Have you checked the new GTA? GTA doesn't seem like a PC game. Okay, like for example, to me, it's weird to think of, for example, The Sims as a console game. Like, that game was so intertwined with PC for me for so long that seeing, like, The Sims 2 on PlayStation 2 and stuff, like, that feels wrong. That feels wrong to me. Yeah, no, like, it depended a lot on who was making the games. There were game developers for consoles and game developers for PC, and they specialized in different things. The new GTA. Yeah. Yeah, no, that, like, when I thought of GTA, I thought of The Sims, and I thought of mods, and I went like, oh wait, no. Anything that is mod heavy, I associate with PC. You know, anything that you can modify and stuff, you know. Once you get to GTA 3, it was console versions for PC later, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, let me see what I missed. Because I do think that there were people talking about Astro and the Wii actively make me appreciate exclusives, and especially exclusives that use the unique features of a console and its controllers. Exclusives are the only none of the PlayStation games that made it to Steam make use of anything. Oh wait, I actually read this. Wait a second. This is why Nintendo fought against Pal World so much, because it's competition that could draw people away from Pokemon, even though they're different types of games. I mean, it doesn't draw me away from Pokemon, that's for sure. Like, I have zero interest in playing Pal World. Like, zero. Like, it really is one of those things that I am like, eh. A review of Sonic Heroes back then compared Sonic games being on Nintendo to a Bible being sold by Satan. Oh my goodness, what the? What? Okay, I'm not even gonna touch that. Game companies are already so scummy right now. Imagine how much worse it could be if there was only one console line. Yeah. Exclusives create competition, which incentivizes their own quality products. Exactly. I know plenty of Poke fans who did hop on Pal World. See, here's the thing that I think, okay, and this is coming from someone who has not played Pal World. I am going purely off of vibes here, because this color doesn't look as good on the right cyanic. That's the easy answer, and I can't find a way to change the color of the chat according to what scene we're in. So I'm using this color for every scene, and it works better on this. Yeah. But here's the thing. Going just by what I can grasp. Going just by what I can grasp of, you know, the whole Pal World versus Pokemon thing. The reason why a lot of Poke fans hopped on Pal World is because their emotional attachment to Pokemon isn't that great. Simple as. Or their emotional attachment to Pokemon was so great that they felt burned by the last few games, and they still had, you know, the monster catching, monster training itch. So they dropped Pokemon out of disappointment, out of spite, and went to Pal World. Same thing happened when Yokai Watch made the rounds back in 2013. A lot of people thought that it was going to be the Pokemon killer. It wasn't. It commits one of the cardinal sins of monster catching and monster partner games, which is the whole thing of only one person can tame all the monsters and stuff like that. Monster Hunter Stories is better thought out in that sense. So is Metabots, for that matter. But yeah, like that's one of Pokemon's biggest strengths, and it's one that Yokai Watch just, completely flubbed. Like, Yokai Watch as a game is really fun, but it was never going to supplant Pokemon, especially if there is only one wielder of the Yokai Watch, the titular Yokai Watch. The existence of Whisper pretty much puts it all into perspective. Like, if you have a character that fights and a character that aids you in your journey, and these are two different monsters, then you've already lost. You've already lost. You already don't know the point. You already don't know the point of a monster catcher series. But yeah. Right, Shin Megami Tensei. I really need to play one of Shin Megami Tensei's games at some point. Yeah, isn't there a Shaman King game that's like a monster collection game? I have no idea. I have to look that up. I actually finished watching Shaman King while I was laptopless, while I was completely PC-less. I did finish watching the 2021 reboot of Shaman King. It is such a mess. I'm just gonna say that. But that's what I think. But going back a little bit, I'll read chat in a bit. But if you're into, so like, bottom line is, if you're into Pokemon for the monster catching and the training of said monsters, then like solely for that, if you're into Pokemon solely for that, then yes, Power World is going to scratch an itch that Pokemon hasn't been scratching lately. It's because even though it looks like Unity Assets 1.1, yes, I am being mean, but I don't mind. Deal with it. Even though it looks the way that it does, yeah, it's going to scratch that itch for some people, because a lot of people are not interested so much in how a game looks and more about how fun it is and how it feels, which is totally fair. It's just not how I operate, because I'm apparently autistic. But yeah, so I understand. So all of this to say that I do understand Nintendo's fears. I do understand some Pokefans jumping to Pal World and kind of bashing Pokemon in return. The thing is, people like me, for example, that's not the reason why they're into Pokemon. Pokemon came to them in a very specific time in their lives. Like, for example, my personal history with Pokemon. I've already talked about this, but long story short, I came across Pokemon at a very crucial point in my life. I was going, let's put it like this. I was no longer a child. I was no longer, straight up a child, but I wasn't a teenager yet. But I already had the pressures on me, because back then, if you like kids stuff, up to when you were like 14, you were a freak. You didn't like. Why do you still like kids stuff? That doesn't make any sense. Stop it. It's sickening. That's the kind of world that I grew up in. So Pokemon to me marked like resistance to people telling me what I should like in lieu of what I actually liked, because I loved Pokemon. I loved almost everything about it. I loved the anime. I loved the games. It was a source of comfort for me. It was a source of comfort for me in the face of everything that I was seeing changing around me, just because I was a little bit older. And that feeling, and the fact that it was like, just this massive world. The first few episodes of Pokemon are brilliant, by the way. I've already talked about that, not really much into detail, but the first episodes are brilliant. And the fact that Pokemon itself took itself just seriously enough made it so that I was seeing all those people saying, "Oh, Pokemon is kid stuff," and I'm like, "You have no idea what you're talking about. Have you seen the first movie?" And a lot of people hadn't. So yeah, but I was with Pokemon from the time that it arrived in my neck of the woods. Like, I remember a world without Pokemon. I am willing to bet that a lot of the I am willing to bet that a lot of the people who turned to Pal World did not meet Pokemon at such a crucial time in their lives. For them, Pokemon was something that was always there. They either started with like Ruby and Sapphire, or Diamond and Pearl, or Black and White, or sometimes even X and Y. And so to them, they never felt that magic that the original generation had. The possibilities, the imagination, the I don't know, like the melancholic underlining of everything in the Pokemon franchise. Like, I feel like that's something that a lot of people didn't experience. And so to them, while they loved Pokemon, it wasn't that deep of a connection. Like, it could have been, it could still be a pretty deep connection. But not deep enough that their love of the franchise was not superficial in a way, Like, I am not saying that every single Pokefan who turned to Pal World was a fake fan. I am not saying that. I am not saying that at all. I am just saying that for some people, Pokemon was just a game. It was just a game. And if this game isn't good, then I'll find another game that is actually fun and good. That's the mindset that I saw a lot of people have with Pokemon over the years. But that's the thing, Pokemon isn't just that. If Pokemon was just that, then we wouldn't have a series like Pokemon Concierge or something like that, or the Poketunes, or those little commercials, those little shorts, for example, on YouTube that showcase what living in a world with Pokemon would actually be like. That wouldn't be possible if Pokemon was just a game to most people, and if people's love for the franchise was just for the games. You could argue that that's actually an issue with the Pokemon franchise nowadays, and that, yeah, a lot of money goes into merchandise and making those little projects and whatnot, and not enough to the games, and that is totally fair. And that is also totally fair. My point here is just that Pokemon is more than just the games to a lot of people. And to the people where it was just the games, of course it was easy to jump on Pal World. Like, it was giving them something that they were not getting from their, until then, probably favorite franchise. And boy, do I have a lot to read. Okay. Okay, let's, okay, I'm gonna see, play super differently. I think anything held as a Pokemon killer is either going to live on its own niche fandom after the hype or die immediately after. Nice to see you back. Yeah. Not every Pokemon fan is gonna like it, kind of like whenever a new platform fighter gets held as the Smash Brothers killer. I think we need to stop labeling things as killers. That is not nice, just flat out. Multiverses comes to mind. Yeah, Pocket Pair went back and they redid all the pals that were obvious copies of Pokemon. Grass-type Cinderace is gone. Okay. A shame because Nick All-Stars Brawl 2 was much better. I heard Nick All-Star Brawl 2 was pretty good when it first came out, but I do believe there's an amount of overhype to some of these that they are dismissed when they don't live up to expectations. It was never gonna meet. Yeah. Multiverses is definitely its own kind of worms, thanks to Warner Brothers. Wow! Warner Brothers kills everything it touches. Like, Pokemon games do look low resolution, though probably the Switch limitation fault, or they just reuse assets like always. Yeah, and Multiverses heavily reflected that. Yeah, it was like a toxic relationship. Gen 8 and 9 suffered from Switch's aging hardware, Game Freak's hubris, and Nintendo rushing Game Freak. How many buildings can you enter in Gen 9? Not many. Not many, and that's one of my gripes with Gen 9. Gen 9 really had the potential to be the best one. Yes, it did. It did, but like one of the things that I definitely hold against Gen 9 is the drawing style. Well, not the drawing style, the model style. The drawing style, if you look at the drawings, at the 2D pictures of the characters, they look fine. It's just the way that they made them translate to 3D that I really question. Like, what were you thinking? Like, Sword and Shield didn't look that bad. Legends Arceus, yeah, it had a few problems, but most of those problems were with like the smoothing of the edges and stuff. Like, and that's easily fixable if you have a little more time. You didn't have to change how everything looks. Okay. I don't know. As for me, Pal World isn't nearly as artistically interesting as early Pokemon, but just as crappy as current Pokemon, but with some fun ideas. Pokemon Legends Arceus Power World, because Pokemon Legends Arceus does have some of that certain magic to it again. Yeah, no, I agree. Again, I'm never going to put Pal World above any Pokemon games because, again, you know, I have my history with the franchise. And I have never looked too kindly to franchises that are obviously trying to take someone else's niche by force. Like, I don't think I've ever told anyone this here on stream, but before I knew what Digimon was about, I hated it. I loathed it because I didn't look at it and see a different franchise using also monsters in a completely different way than Pokemon was. I saw a franchise trying to do the same thing that Pokemon was and trying to take its place. That's what I thought that Digimon was. Then I learned about it and realized that it was not that. But it's still a gut reaction that I get when I see something that is like super similar to something else. And that seems, you know, oddly aggressive about being similar to the other thing. You know, like, it's always a gut reaction that I get. Nowadays, I'm a little bit more lenient. I'm more lenient with that because I realize that two things can coexist at the same time. Instead of just one cake, you can have two cakes. How about that? And they taste slightly different, so one is not replacing the other. So yeah, I started with the original Pokemon Red and Blue, and I played every Pokemon up through Sword and Shield, but I felt the games fade. I wouldn't say my love is superficial. I mean, yeah, no, like, I know that once you start talking about, like love and subjective emotions like that, you run the risk of hurting people's feelings. And hopefully I managed to steer a little bit clear of that. So yeah, because I did say, like, a lot of people that turned to Pal World were just tired. They were just tired that Game Freak wasn't giving them what they actually wanted in terms of a game. And the reason why I, for example, stick with Pokemon is because, well, Pokemon is Pokemon, and nothing else is ever going to be Pokemon. Like, I might enjoy other things that are kind of like Pokemon, but Pal World was never going to be it. No, you cannot convince me with Minecraft Arc Evolved, Rust type game. No. That is not the type of game that I'm ever gonna play if I am not coerced into it. So yeah, no, Pal World, you missed me. You took a swing, and you missed me completely. So yeah. Gen 1 felt really different in tone. In all fairness, the Switch was still relatively recent hardware and by Nintendo standards in 2019. Jumping from handheld to AAA console development must have been a big struggle for Game Freak. Oh yeah, we know this. We know this to be true. It felt more grounded and realistic. Let's see. Okay, where was I? Okay. It felt my that too, Cosmo. My problem is I've seen the franchise I love to my core that were foundational that were not done justice. The biggest one is Homeworld, that forgot its original identity. I mean, yeah, I am not going to say that I don't have my gripes with Pokemon. For example, one of my biggest gripes with Pokemon is how it took Generation 4 and made it the default for everything, especially after making it so that the designs for the Johto characters that I think were not very well executed. They made them the default. So now I have to deal with Silver looking like that instead of like what made me kind of fall in love with him. But yeah, it's just these things are hard. These things are hard to quantify. Pokemon fan-made games are fun. Sadly, Nintendo lawyers keep taking them down. It was mostly just Gen 9 where the hardware became a big problem. Yeah. Same I was referring to still use and post Pokemon outside of the new games. I stopped caring about Pokemon because I didn't want to be the abused and apologetic partner in a toxic relationship anymore. Stopped caring about new games, media, and new Pokemon, that is. Yeah. And the Warner sister, Dot! Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I do understand if I, for example, come off as, the victim of an abusive relationship with Pokemon, but it's like this. I revisit old things a lot. Big shocker, I know. So it's not all that hard for me. It's not all that hard for me to recapture the old days. And you might say that is also not healthy. I mean, yeah, on one hand, yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot for me to stop caring about Pokemon like at all, you know. And I'm sorry if my apologism for the franchise rubs some people the wrong way. I don't mean it that way, because I rage a lot about I could spend this whole stream raging about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And you could ask me, well, if you don't like it that much, why do you keep coming back to it? And I'm like, it's still Pokemon. It's still foundational. It's still foundational to my love of video games in general. Like, Pokemon is one of the reasons why I'm here today. And I don't know, like, I still like imagining myself with my favorite Pokemon. I still like going through the stories. I still like seeing what Game Freak has thought up this time. Like, what stories did they decide to tell? Like, because, for example, one thing that I can definitely say about Gen 9, well, Scarlet and Violet mostly, is that the story is miles above Sword and Shield. Like, Sword and Shield was really bad. Sword and Shield's story was really, really bad. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the story is really good. My biggest problem with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is how it looks. It's how it makes assumptions about the player. Like, for example, oh yeah, this is the school. Everybody loves the school, right? And I'm like, I don't. But thanks for thinking that I would go along with it. Like, every single time that school questions come up, I'm like, oh, this dormitory is what made you the champion that you are. And I'm like, no, I've barely been in it. But yeah, like, I don't know. Talking about Pokemon, like, I like talking about Pokemon, but sometimes it's a little bit hard because I know that I have that substantial part of my audience doesn't like Pokemon anymore. And sometimes I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared that I'll come off as too much of an apologist, and that you know, people will start doubting, you know, my capabilities for critical thinking, because that's something that I prize a lot about myself, is my capacity for critical thinking and, you know, not taking things at face value, but also understanding where emotion plays a part. And yeah, I do understand that while my gripes with Pokemon may not be enough for me to give up on it, for some people, they are. For some other people, they are, and I know that, and I want other people to know that it's okay. It's okay. Like, I still like Pokemon. I still like Pokemon. I'm still, like, you know, waiting for the new games and whatnot, but I understand that there are people who do not feel the same way anymore. A few years ago, maybe they would have felt the same way, but now they don't anymore. But that's okay. That's fine. That's life. You move on. And I'm telling you this as much. I'm telling you this as much as I am telling me. So yeah. I'm still dipping my toes into Pokemon. I've always had a fascination for the world and how distinct it is. Yeah. Gen 9, we want the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion audience. Pokemon Killers don't interest me because it feels more like an imitation of the wonder rather than providing its own wonder. Yes, exactly. Which is why, for example, I think that something like Metabots has a little bit more merit. Because it's trying to do something completely different. Metabots is somewhere between Pokemon and Digimon, I would say. Especially because of the story. Okay, I got pinged by VIP 1.1B blah 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 Villanueva. I don't know Yeah. The showdown killer slash destroyer doesn't give me much faith in the future of the series. The showdown. Oh wait, you mean Pokemon Championship? I mean, yeah. But again, I don't know. Watching and playing Pokemon really feels like stepping into a whole new world with a massive community to share the wonder with. Yeah. Digimon came first too, lol, I think. But Digimon is a fun game. As Atari is a monster catcherist, yeah. I know that feel and have a similar gut reaction, but if the copycat is actually better, I'm fine with it usurping the original. It's okay, Atari. Okay, this is where I was already talking. Okay, maybe that's just my Chinese talking, my Chinese genes talking. Looking forward to the new Pokemon Gen games, Pokemon Love and Hate. Oh no! Honestly, I can't blame Game Freak because I'm excited for their upcoming Beast of Reincarnation. I would put the fault on Nintendo for the current state of Pokemon games. Yeah, no, because we also have to think that there's a lot involved in this. My main problem with Power World is the non-existent. I'm sorry. The non-existent. And why do we think of him in the same way that we think of the non-existent Dr. Pepper? Perchance. Non-existent art style of everything that isn't the pals, human models and environments, and the performance. Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness, so much yes! That's what I mean about like the Unity assets and stuff. Yeah. Nintendo demands Pokemon to be milked. It's the biggest thing hurting the series. The Legends games at least felt like they were trying. Same with Winds and Waves. It's getting the extra oven time it needs. Hope Game Freak fares better with Gen 10, as they hopefully have more time with the experience of the console development. Yeah, huh? What do you think about the 1,000 Pokemon being a pile of money? Nothing. I don't think anything of it. That's just Pokemon number 1,000. Like, I don't really attach any particular meaning to it. Just like I don't attach any particular meaning to Pokemon number 100 or Pokemon number 2050 or Pokemon number 500. You know? Like, I know that a lot of people had issues with Goldango. Because of that, but I'm in the camp that it's just another Pokemon. It just so happens that he's number 1,000. Like, because here's the thing, the numbers of Pokemon are completely arbitrary, especially within the games that those Pokemon are introduced, you know? So yeah, I never really had any issues with it, but that's because I didn't care. I didn't care. That's I know that sounds like a terrible response, but yeah, that is really what I thought. Like I didn't care at all. I haven't played Palworld in ages. I want to go back to it. Scarlet and Violet, it's a complicated relationship, yeah. Swordward and blah blah blah. Okay, blah 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 blah. Hello, Evan. Welcome. Sorry, I only saw your message right now. Meowdy to you too. Sword Art and Shieldbird have the best hairstyle, though. I mean, the customer is always right in matters of taste. So, I will not argue. I will not argue with you, Potato. I don't feel like I'm in the right to argue with that assessment of yours. So, yeah. Is the Pokemon Gacha game any good? No Gacha games are good. I don't think so. Yeah, no, that's Master ZX. Yeah, Pokemon Champions is a battle simulator. I would say that Champions is more similar to Pokemon Stadium than anything else. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's always the idea. That's always the idea that I had that Pokemon Champions was supposed to be like the modern response to Pokemon Stadium, except we're going to release it on mobile stuff instead of actually making a game out of it. Because why would you want to make a game out of it? Why would you want to make money selling physical copies of a game? That's just silly. That's just silly. Okay. Hey, there better not be Goldango slander. Yeah. No, you're not gonna find any. You're not gonna find any here. You're not gonna find any here. Goldango is okay in my book. Like he's not my favorite. He's not my least favorite. He just exists, and I'm okay with that. I wouldn't say I've given up on Pokemon. I also still like Pokemon, but the current Pokemon isn't the same Pokemon I grew up with. I can wait for the Pokemon I love to come back. Yeah, no, like, what I say is enjoy it in your own way. Enjoy it in your own way. Nobody's saying that you have to be on top of the franchise all the time. Like you don't have to be into every mobile game. You don't have to be into every new episode of the anime. You don't have to be up to date with everything. Enjoy it in the way that feels best to you. And if you feel like it's time to come back to the modern stuff, if you feel like they ever go back to doing the things that you liked it for, then by all means, go. I don't think there will be any hard feelings from either side. Like, you will never be as salty as I am about Silver's design. Okay, maybe you will be. Maybe you will be because you won't be upset just because of character designs. You will be upset over things that run, a little bit deeper in the games. But yeah, no, like, you can enjoy franchises in any way that you want. It's all valid. Unless you're not getting freaky with it, if you know what I mean. But yeah. What about Pokemon 420? I don't even know what Pokemon 420 is. Like, also, hello, Elmer. Yeah, it's a rather wealthy number. Yeah. Okay, bike Star Quartz. Ah, dang it. He probably already left and I wasn't able. But the FOMO! Screw the FOMO! That's what's making Sony discontinue discs, because if a disc is out there, you can still get it. Then how can you capitalize on people not being able to get the thing when you want them to get the thing? Eh? Huh? 420 is just Cherubi. Ah, but it's grass type. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have a field day with that. Hello, Andre, welcome. And also, hello, Doppelganger. But Silver is cute, though. I mean, he is, but he used to be cuter. Let's put it like this. I don't usually use terms like these, but the Gap Moe used to be stronger. But that's what scalpers are for, Atari. Probably. Field day, eh? I didn't even notice, thank you. Baggy clothes Silver. I miss baggy clothes Silver so much, you have no idea. What is it with franchises and turning my red-haired characters into things that they are not? Either when it comes to personality or when it comes to what they're wearing. First it was Silver, then it was Knuckles, then all the red and orange-haired characters get turned into not orange-haired characters and red-haired characters, except for Ariel. Ariel still had reddish hair, and I am very thankful for that. But Oh, and the Disney Junior show also has a black Ariel, but her hair is actually red. So thank you so much for that. Whoever did that, thank you so much. Ugh. Hollywood hates gingers. I don't need. Why? What did gingers ever do to Hollywood? I do not get it. How's your day? It's no use. Yeah, it's no use complaining about Silver's new design. It's here to stay. I can still draw fan art of the old Silver, but that's all the life he's gonna get. So many Irish characters get swapped. Yeah, like people say. Okay, okay. What you want a hot take? You want a hot take? People say that there can't be that there can't. There's some enlightened people out there who think that white people can't be discriminated against. That there is no racism against white people. I give to you the Irish and Slavs and other Eastern Europeans. They will tell you if there cannot be racism against white people. Ask them what they think. Okay, the soapbox over. Oh man. But yeah, no, that's going a little bit too much into the weeds, about a topic that is kind of complicated, but I had to say my piece. I just had to, okay? Like, man, sometimes I just want to shake people. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, but yeah, soon, buff Eggman. Yeah. Let me see if I missed anything. I'd rather have Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless it's IRL gacha machines. I used to think it was gotcha. I mean, I did too. You're not the only one. Like, gacha addicted to our scummy gambling system. Oh yeah. Pokemon Gacha is the future! They already have experience with their cards going up in value! Yeah! There's racism against white people, but Hollywood tells me otherwise. Hollywood tells you a lot of things that turn out not to be true. Hollywood follows trends. And some trends have like a grain of truth in them, but they are blown way out of proportion. Like, for example, when I'm saying that yes, there is racism against white people, I am not saying that means that there is no racism against any other ethnicity, any other kind of color people. Like, I kind of hate that we have those words, like, you know, like. But yeah, like, I'm not saying that there isn't racism against other kinds of people. There is. Two things can be true at the same time. Like, yeah, and they say, but white people don't have to go through the thing of getting discriminated against because of their name or something. Oh yeah? Try having an Eastern European name. Try having a Russian sounding name. Like, maybe in the United States that won't give you issues. But the United States isn't the entire world. Besides, I think that just by saying this, yeah, like, okay, yeah, let's turn every red-haired character into other ethnicities because we hate them, apparently. What is this hate? Isn't it racism? Isn't it racist to change every character that has a slightly different hair color from the norm into a character of a completely different ethnicity? Riddle me this, Hollywood. Like, and yeah, I'm not saying that everything that Hollywood does is bad. Like, yeah, sometimes they do move in the right direction, but a lot of times, again, they blow things out of proportion. Like, yeah, no, like this, like, there are many issues. There are not just one ethnicity's issue or one minority's issue. There are issues in a lot of people. Like, there are issues in a lot of different peoples. America, you are not special! Stop! Stop trying to tell the rest of the world how to live their lives! Stop thinking that because you have issues that other places don't have issues, and vice versa, that other peoples have issues and you don't have issues. Stop thinking that you're in the center of the universe. Oh my god. I didn't want to go into a rant about this. Oh my goodness. Why am I like this? Why do I have opinions? Why do I have opinions on things? Possible cancelable opinions. Because I know that there's a lot of people who would like crucify me if they heard me say something like this. Heck, a lot of people would crucify me just by looking at my avatar and knowing who my pilot is, who my producer is. So yeah. I went to see how we got here, and was it because of baggy clothes? No. No, it wasn't. It was because it was because I was talking about my favorite red-haired characters being done dirty. Being done dirty. Like, I was thinking mostly of Silver and Knuckles. But then I also remembered all the race swapping that happens with red-haired characters. And it derailed from there. It derailed from there. And for that I apologize. But yeah. So yeah. Negativity is garbage, but that people won't throw away. Yeah. I want to see non-racist, ethnically accurate Bosco in modern day. Oh yeah, no, I would like to see that too. I would like to see that too, because there is a difference. There's a difference between doing those things on purpose and just doing those things because it's considered normal. Yeah. Honestly, Atari, preach. Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, but that's how we got here. I was thinking of Knuckles and Silver, and then you know, because of red hair, it spiraled. Yeah. Let me see if I missed anything. Race swapping equals good writing, I guess. How many Irish family had to drop the Mac? There was a lot. Yeah. Otherwise they would get discriminated against. Yeah. I don't mean the MGM take on Bosco. That's maybe even more racist than the original one. Oh man, I probably shouldn't look that up. I'm glad this outrage culture is dying out. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, because I'm gonna tell you one reason why it's probably dying out. It's because a lot of people peddling this culture were from the US. Were and are from the US. And the US, and no offense to anyone who's from the US, who's looking, who's watching, but yeah, the US has this thing called American exceptionalism, and American centrism, which is not about a center party in the US government. It's about thinking that the US is the center of the world and that everything that is important takes place here. I am just going to say, whenever I see the kind of people that, you know, claims to be a good person because they are active in protesting a whole bunch of different things, a whole bunch of different things, because there are things that are worth protesting against. There are things that are worth protesting against. There are things that are wrong that should be fought against. I am not saying that all fights that are being fought currently are not worth fighting. What I am saying is that it's incredibly insensitive, ironically enough, to go onto an international forum and say, don't forget you're on colonized land, or something along those lines. The amount of times that I've seen that being thrown in international spaces shows me everything that I need to know about some of these movements that go beyond their original scope. I am not on colonized land. Nobody that I know, nobody that I know that is of my producer's ethnicity. We're gonna start calling her Eru-chan, by the way. Just dropping that out there. Like, she is not on colonized land. Spanish people are not on colonized land. French people are not on colonized land. British people are not on colonized land. Irish people are not on colonized land. People who live in their own countries, like people from Mali are not on colonized land. People from Senegal are not on colonized land. People from Tanzania are not on colonized land. People from India are not on colonized land. You just outed yourself as being American. You just outed yourself as being American and thinking that everyone else who reads what you're saying is American, which is patently not true. I understand that colonization is an issue, and that it is an issue that needs to be talked about, but you need to think about how you talk about it. You need to think that not everyone is going to be standing in the same place when having this conversation. Yes, there's a lot of countries that have been colonizers. A lot of those countries don't have colonies anymore. A lot of those countries banned slavery before the United States was even formed. Let me get this through some people's thick heads, which are not gonna listen because like, I'm going to give you just to showcase how off base some of the people who comment and talk about these things are. Like, I am not saying that their heart is not in the right place. It is. But it's also terribly skewed towards an American point of view. And the rest of the world is just not America. Okay, so let me see. Just making sure that I'm not talk about slavery. You know how people usually talk about slavery and chattel slavery and whatnot, and that it's, a big issue and stuff, and that the colonist countries should be ashamed of the whole slavery thing. I am going to give you the example that I'm the most familiar with. Portugal banned slavery in 1761. 1761, Portugal abolished slavery. There haven't been slaves in Portugal since 1761. That is before the United States separated from Britain. That is from before Independence Day by 15 years. We were already working on decolonizing what we colonized when you, the American people, were still stuck in your ways of using slaves for everything when most of the developed world was already getting rid of them. Getting rid of slavery, getting rid of the things, getting rid of the systems that put slavery in place. And you had a civil war about this! And you come and lecture us? You come and lecture us about decolonization and slavery? Get off your high horse, man. You don't deserve to even talk about those topics. You know what you deserved? You deserved to sit and listen from the people who were there before you. Both on one end, both on the land that you live, and both the land where you came from. You should listen to them before making judgments, before assuming that you're all that. So don't come and lecture European countries about slavery, about colonization. We've had our own issues. We've had our own issues that are still issues, yes, but they are unique to us. Do not do what you usually do, which is assume that because it's an issue like this in America, it's an issue like this everywhere in the world. Yes, I am sure that the Xhosa tribe in South Africa is going to look at things exactly in the same way that you do. And is going to look at racism in the same way that you do. Like, get off your high horse. I know I've already said it. I could say worse things, but yeah. But didn't Portugal ban slavery on its mainland and only its mainland though? Actually, let me check. It's still better than fighting a whole civil war over the ownership of slaves. Let me tell you that much. Let me see history. Okay, where is that? Black. Banning. Marquês de Pombal forbade the importation of African slaves to Portugal and Portuguese India. Okay, it holds for the mainland. They did still have slavery in Brazil. But again, that's Brazil. But again, that's Brazil, and the Portuguese Empire in general did abolish slavery, like abolish completely in 1869, which is after the American Civil War. But again, like Brazil was a whole different can of worms. Brazil was not independent. Brazil was not independent. Was not independent until like the 1830s, I think. So yeah. So we shouldn't fought a war to free slaves, and it's better to pretend they don't exist. No, I didn't say that. What? What? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, potato. I didn't say that. I just what I said is that what I meant to say is that slavery was already seen as somewhat backwards back then. And the fact that the USA went to war over something that was already kind of backwards is kind of mind-boggling. You know? There are newspaper ads from the early 20th century that mention slaves. I mean, yeah, if slavery was a thing in Brazil up until... Here's the thing. Here's the thing that unfortunately is true, and I will admit to that. And I will admit to that is that Portugal was kind of hands-off when it comes to the colonies. Including Brazil. Hello, Emeralds. It existed. It wasn't good, but we already settled that. Yeah, no, but like, with all of this, what I mean is every country is different. Every country is different, and it still doesn't change the fact that we didn't have slavery was not a thing in the mainland, and in Portuguese India. For a very long time. Yes, Brazil still had slaves, but shocker of all shocks, Brazil was kind of its own thing. Brazil was also its kind of its own thing, much like I don't know, the U.S. So yeah, and Brazil didn't fight a civil war to keep slaves. That's more what I mean, you know? Yeah, money. It always comes down to money. But yeah. Oh man, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to talk about stuff like this. Ah, dang it. But it is some things. Oh, by the way, yeah, America, you're also not all that special. Brazil also had slaves until pretty late in the game, and they were related to us. So I guess that you get that. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. When people say. I wouldn't say this isn't even US centrism. I see this mindset in Ireland as well. I think when people say no racism against white people and others get confused, it's due to different definitions. Just a prejudice against a race, and the definition that says racism doesn't exist against a race unless it also includes systemic inequality. Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Like, I think that people should dig up some like dictionaries from way back. Oh man. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I've seen people go to Ireland and say that the Irish were colonizers, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Colonizers of what? They didn't have empires. They didn't have what? Okay. Although in Britain it tends to be mostly the English, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland are a little bit different. Exactly. Eru-chan, yeah. Yeah, the Portuguese in Spain are the ones colonizing. Oh boy, talking colonizing. Imagine having grudges from before where you were born. Tecnicamente, os portugueses abaixo do Douro estão em terra colonizada porque os portugueses expulsaram os mouros. Oh my god. You'll be American eventually, if only. People saying that the Irish are colonizers or were not from America. Oh my jeez. Yes, it's a very nuanced subject. He's going to become a teacher and educate us. I should ask what it's worth to rant this here than a space made for more serious topics and with our people who could provide more of a response. That's a good point. Yeah. They fought the Civil War, but then Portugal only on its mainland. In our region we have the ethno groups called Slavs and nobody cancels anyone because of it, yeah. Let it out, Atari, better than thousands dying, so we shouldn't find... Okay. Atari, you're not that special. Covers coming soon. A ton of nations had slaves, did mistakes, had slaves, and legal death penalties and major a-holes in power. Yeah. It's almost funny we got here from Pal World. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Again, I am so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. Why are we talking about racism? The only racism I should be talking about is about racism in the Mushroom Kingdom. You know that episode of Super Mario World or whatever, where they had some of the mushrooms like painted red and others painted blue, and it was to teach kids about racism, and oh my god, I'm just digging myself deeper. What the heck? Don't forget the racism between Toads and Goombas. Yeah. Super Mario Brothers Super Show, yeah. Oh no. I need more. I need to be more. I don't know. No, because I think that these topics are important to talk about, but they are so. But they're so volatile. Like, you can't talk about these things without people. I mean, thankfully I think that all of us here are, you know, a little bit more nuanced, because we are still our own individual persons and not, you know, people. You know, as George Carlin would put it. So I think you can understand. I think you can understand that when I say these things, like, I'm not attempting to antagonize anyone, and I'm not attempting to dismiss 100% of anyone's concerns. I'm just saying that there's balance, there's temperance, and there's different cases, and that applying the same brush to everything is not the answer. That's all that if you take just one thing from this whole conversation, please let it be that. I really don't want to make it seem like I'm I don't know. like I'm dismissing people who actually have issues, who actually have trouble, like, because I know that happens. I know that exists. Stream from in VR, it's easier to stay in character when you physically look like the character. Oh, yeah, but I can't do that. I don't have, well, the brown mushrooms are demanding spore reparations. Oh my God. I don't know who, but I thought you should discuss more important topics with knowledgeable people online somewhere. Venting on stream at most may help make you akin to those you complain about. That's what scares me. That's what scares me. But then that goes spore war now. Then that goes into a different issue. Don't worry, Atari, it's not like people will clip things out of context. I mean, I hope so. Did I say anything that would be like? Yeah, no, that is true. That is true, Neelock. Yeah. No, sometimes I'm just a little bit scared of, discussing some of these things with the appropriate people, because sometimes it feels like the appropriate people are not really open to discussion. YouTube removed clipping. Oh, I mean, people can still download the VOD and make their own clips. I know that takes more time and effort. Did I just run myself into a corner? Chill, don't worry about it. We're all scared. Yeah. Because it really is one of those things that does bug me, and I'm like, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just understand that people come from different backgrounds and respect that? You've got reasons. You got reasons and grounded yourself and apologized, but I felt you've generalized before about America as well. I'll just have to hit you with a US ray when you're not looking. No, yeah, no, like, look. It makes sense to an extent with the social role streams feel for you, but I know you're active elsewhere. I am? I am active in other places? Like, I don't... Huh? Hello PPA, you just missed me making one of the biggest mistakes of my career so far. I'm talking about racism, and not in the Mushroom Kingdom. I don't mean to one-up you, Atari, but lots of Americans hate these issues as well. Oh yeah. No, I know that a lot of people are also. I think they mean your Twitter/X. Use your Discord for more, don't you? There are probably some people you can have conversations with. without seriously changing activity. I use Discord very sparingly. Okay. A little secret about me. The reason why the reason why it's kind of hard for me to keep you guys updated on stuff when I'm not, you know, actively like streaming and stuff, it's because I don't usually use a lot of social things, including Discord. Like I've been meaning to get better at it, but the thing is that, like, okay, so if I don't have the computer in front of me and if I'm not, you know, bored out of my mind, usually it's not a habit of mine to just, you know, pull up Twitter and just to type in whatever, or, you know, YouTube community posts and whatnot, which is why usually I only do it when I have something important to say. So yeah, like even on Discord, I am not active in almost any servers. In fact, it's one of the reasons why having a Discord server is difficult for me. It's because I am just not very active in general, like online. So yeah, that's the main reason. Not sure if I should rewind out of curiosity or be glad that I serendipitously avoided any temptation to reveal my power level. Yeah, no, don't rewind. If you want like the Cliff Notes version, it was just me being kind of being fed up at a most Americans, escaping the generalization. I don't want to do that. Most Americans that you see online, assuming that everything is like things are in America, and so they kind of make everyone's life, you know, kind of harder, and they make things hard to talk about because they think that whatever applies to them also applies to Europe and stuff. Like, for example, the whole thing of living in a colonized country. For example, and applying those same broad strokes to them as they do for other people living in other countries. That's the gist of it. That's the only major point that I wanted to make. That people don't really, don't really, you know, bleh. Many of the Americans who act like that are almost opposite of those you'd worry would kaboom ya. Oh, yeah, no, like, I know that. Look, I know. To be honest, trying to get Atari not yap is like trying water not to get wet. Sometimes the ADHD can just be stronger than the other times. Yeah. I know your social battery is still kind of wonky. There may still be opportunity. Yeah, that's not a bad thing if you have more offline interactions. I mean, yeah, no, like most of the time, I'm like, yeah, most of the time I'm not online. Let's just put it like that. And the few times that I am online, I'm usually like watching YouTube videos, you know. Watching, but not like commenting. So it's still funny that we got here from Silver's design. Yeah. Oh my goodness. We got here from Silver's design because of Pal World and Poke fans leaving Pokemon for Pal World and whatnot, and oh my goodness. I'm seriously, I am seriously wondering, I am seriously wondering if I should leave this up. If I should leave this stream up. I mean, there are a few things that I announced that are kind of important. But I don't know. I just hope in my heart of hearts that people can tell that when I'm talking about this comes from many, like, the reason why I blew up the way I did is because it's been many years of keeping it all bottled up. You know? Keeping it all bottled up and, you know, seeing people on the internet discuss things and not having the whole story, but thinking they do. This doesn't happen just in those matters. It happens in a lot of matters. So, post-member stream, let's go. Yeah. I am so... I kind of feel bad now. Again, I am so sorry. My streams are not meant to be places where people, you know, where people have to talk about these things. That's why it's important to have friends you can speak truly freely with. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that is... whether online or IRL. Yeah, no, and, the truth is that... Don't worry, Atari, you're not alone in this. Yeah. This is one of those times we need a head pat about. Oh man. When I have money, I'll probably order one. Like, I am terrible at making friends. I'm really bad. I mean, really bad. I know that it doesn't come off that way because on stream I am, you know, pretty extroverted and I speak freely, like, about things. I'm not really shy. But it's so difficult for me to make friends. I have lots of acquaintances and people that I wish I was friends with, but I'm not sure if I can actually call myself friends with those people. Like, do we know each other well? Do we trust each other enough? Sorry, I cannot comply with this request. You could make one as well. Yeah, no, I could. I am hoping that, you know, with the new PC and not having most of my desk space filled with a laptop, that I can start drawing more. In fact, that Lunatics Unleashed stream that I had scheduled, it's still gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen as soon as I wanted it to because my brother advised me, okay, before you do the Lunatics Unleashed one, do a Ninja Turtles one. Like, just think, okay, you have given the task of thinking of a new Ninja Turtles show. Not a lot of frills, like, you can go wild with designs and stuff, but the basis is still going to be the Mirage comics. It's still going to be, like, the story it's going to be kind of another retelling of the Mirage comics, like the 1990 movie was, like the 23 and 2012 series were. Like, we're gonna use that as a base. We are going to do other things as well and insert other characters that were also from other continuities and stuff. But you're gonna have that as a base. And he gave me a list of characters that he wants me to design. So yeah. I just saw what you wrote, Potato, and I'm like, what? I mean, if you married an AI chatbot as a psyop to run the AI company out of money, I approve. Oh, but yeah. Well, you can always count on me, IRL or not. Yeah, no, thanks. Thanks, Elmer. ChatGPT wish it would make Sonic Advance. Posting your emotes for reference for later. Oh, okay. GPT would make something like Sonic Underground. Oh, man. Oh dear. Someone married their DS because of a dating sim or something? Wait. Wait. Wait, did they think that if they got married in the game that they would get married for real? There's someone who married Biku. Oh well, Elmer, I am going to have dinner as well, because speaking of friends, I am going I'm going to meet up with Vtuber friend after dinner. So she can help me move my streaming stuff to my desktop. So yeah, that's gonna happen, and we will see if this was the last stream that I've ever done on Android 17 or not. If it was, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, really. Man. I just please don't make assumptions that I am like this or that just because I'm a little bit tired of some of the discourse that's been going around for the last 6 years, please. Android 17. Yeah, that's what I'm calling my laptop from now on, because he's from 2017. Whoa! Really, Nilok? Really? Oh dear. Oh man. It was a long time ago, and the company that provided her may have shut down, meaning his wife died. Oh my goodness. What are we doing? Is he still on the rebound? Oh, man. Yeah, no, like, I don't know why it took me so long to find a name for the laptop, and now I'm gonna stop using it. For streams, at least. This is silly. This is stupid. Only now I finally came up with a perfect name, and now I'm gonna move to the desktop. Okay. Okay, guys. I really have to go eat. I'm not even gonna raid anyone. Not even gonna raid anyone. We're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it at that. I ended up not showing something that I had prepared for the temple, other than the lighting, but yeah, that's gonna have to wait. It'll still be intact when I move to the new PC. I hope. One thing that I really hope, you never named your laptops? Pfft, shame, boo, 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 boo. My laptop before this one was Tai Lung. You know why? Because it was a MacBook and the OS was Snow Leopard. So yeah, Snow Leopard, Tai Lung. Yeah, that was my old laptop's name. And now this one is Android 17. You can always use a dual computer setup, your husbando for streaming, and this desktop for games. I didn't call it that because I didn't name it because I, particularly like Android 17 in that way. Oh my God. I can't believe Panda killed Tyler. Oh man, okay. Before I go, next stream, depending on whether I want to test, your reaction was better than I was expecting. Depending on whether my tests go well or not, we are going to go back to a game, and hopefully I will be able to keep my mouth shut about more controversial topics and not make mistakes when it comes to history. Well, not mistakes, completely uninformed affirmations, because I hate those. I don't want to make those. I need to learn more. I need to learn everything that there is to learn about every single topic, so I know that I'm not stepping on eggshells when I talk. Okay. I'll call my current one mainframe because it's mainly for gaming. Really like your rants though. I mean, I can rant about a lot of things that are not, cancelable material, Even though I don't think that it was that bad. Okay, me not knowing that Brazil still had slavery even after a mainland Portugal didn't. I think that was a little bit. That was a huge misstep on my part. Like, I genuinely did not know that, and I am willing to admit it. Like The Last of Us. Why learn when you can rant and inform like a true American? Yeah! Rant about computer hardware that gets sympathy sometimes. Okay. Yeah. No. We will be back with our regularly scheduled rants that don't have anything to do with topics that I do not know enough about to rant about. That's a goof, but you corrected it. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, and I think that's also one of the reasons why I kind of feel bad. I really should have done my research better. But yeah. Live in the information age, and some people are too stupid to do their research. Ray tracing! That turns out to be US! What's Atari's specs anyway? Are you asking the console? Are you asking about me? Are you asking about my computers? Like, there's a lot of ways that can go. Oh man, okay. I really need to go. Let me see. Yes, I really need to go. I have like 15 minutes to have dinner and then get together with my friend. Oh, the new computer. I'll get back to you on that. I don't really know them by heart. Oh no, I might have imagined an Atari Jaguar now. Yes, my computer, my new PC specs are exactly the same as the Atari Jaguar. That's where we're leaving the stream. Okay. Okay. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, whether you're watching this live, or the VOD, or a lurker, or a member who just happened to not be able to show up, know that your presence is always appreciated. Sorry if I said anything uncouth or insensitive. And as always, the horsepower of the Atari piece. And as always, see you soon. Wait. No, it is a new desktop. Like, I'm not streaming from it right now, but I am going to. Okay. Ekave! Bye!